Okay, this is a assembly video for a Volt 750 walkthrough, which is the white one, and it's an assembly video for the Volt 750 DS. What we got here is a Volt 750 step through from Amprize USA. So open top of the box here. Get out the package. You'll notice they did take a few hits in the size during shipping, but we'll know that we're sticking into that here in just a second. Put the knife down. Alright. Initial inspection was that was the brake handle stepping through. It doesn't seem to be damaged, although it does have some of the black paint scraped off of it. Alright. On top here is a seat. Light up there. The handlebars and the rest of it seem to be attached. Turn the box down. Good. And just lift it on out there. Alright. Sit up here on the table. Get a better look at it. I don't think it's going anywhere. And inside there's another little box. Everything's packed nice and neat. And that's everything that came in the box. No other parts. Didn't need to be concerned about there. Alright, let's pull this over. Get a better look at it. Alright. You got wrapping everywhere. Probably be best to open this little package and see what it tells you in the instructions. Instruction manual. Toolkit. Lay that over here with the tools that I set out previously to assemble this with. Just a charger in the box. Alright, so that's what we had. A charger and the toolkit. Everything else seems to be here. We got the seat we talked about earlier. I'm going to lay it over out of the way while I'm going to do this. Alright, looks like we just got a bunch of tape on here to tear off. Let's see this or not. Protective grip padding on everything. Let's see what's about the trash. Okay. One of those. Put it on the table because I didn't lay on the ground working on anything. If you're like me, you'd probably do something similar. Okay. Hope this is all wrapped well to keep everything getting scratched up. Might leave that there until Figure out what's going on. So I've got a set of keys here attached to the battery. Handle there. It's locked in. Again, we'll lay these over here out of the way. Alright. Well, put more stuff down through here. Okay, the handlebars are going to line up on this guy. There's a notch right in this bottom, and there's a notch in your handlebars. And they just line up. And then this thing here trips over and that locks it in. You raise your handlebars up, and you go straighten your wires that way. Alright. This thing should just spin around without smashing your fingers to an open position. Okay. That's the lock. There it is. That in there. Just like that. I would think you probably want to have it down to lock it. I don't know. We'll look into that later. Alright, here's what we got going so far. Still have not seen a control box anywhere. I don't think I'm going to find it in the box or in any packing materials. I'm not going to force anything, but that's where it comes assembled. It looks like everything's already there. Again, a nice seat. It is adjustable. Just have to tighten things up. Okay, this is the AmpRides 750 DS. Now I unloaded a Volt 750 step tube back there earlier, and this is the 750 DS. Okay. Now, some of the things I did notice was, before I opened that lid, the side of the box has been ripped out, and there's a big dent here in the front. Now that's shipping, and I have no control over how the package came to me. So let's see if this bike got hurt at all. Alright, nice bag in here. It's like we've got things that I might be missing off the other bike. Let's take a look because I am curious. Yes. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. This one didn't come with it in the box. I ordered two bikes at the same time. They just put in two different, put these two in two boxes. Got 2 water bottles and 2 of the LCD controllers. Lay them right there. We'll put them on after we get the bike assembled. Like I say, that front took a hit. Let's see how bad it is. They are just cardboard after all. I got hit right on that, and I think the bar protected it. I don't think it has any damage. Okay. Again, got the seat. Put it over here all the way. A lot of little packing material thrown in here to help protect it while it was shipped. This is a little toolkit in this bag, and this is the charger. Hold it for you just so you can see what we're talking about. Again, little pocket tool kit. It's got your Allen wrenches, which pretty much tightens about anything on that bike. Alright, so we're going to lay it over here. If you haven't seen the charger before, came in this box. Charger, 2 cords, one to plug into the bike battery, one to plug into the wall. Lay that over here out of the way. Okay, again, back to the bike. Everything's wrapped pretty good. Now I need to just pick it up and I'm going to put it on the table. And I'm going to assemble it up there. They really come fully assembled. There's not a whole lot to do. Take it out of the box and check all the screws. What to tell you? Handlebars. Go up the front end. Alright. Now so I get wrapping right in there. I'm sure how much to take off. Take this thing south. Last one did that too. I think it thing just slides down just a little bit in that hole. And then it's just a matter of getting on. There you go. It's in there now. The only reason I'm doing this is this thing will actually stand on its kickstand. It's already attached. Just lock it down, and voila, you're there. Now it makes it easier to take all this other padding off and look at that. Components. So, like a tape, it's more like a rubber band. It snaps pretty easy. Now, I got the 750 DS. I don't mind stepping over the seat, stepping between a little higher. And got the 4-inch tires to give a little bit better ride. It's really neat that all this stuff's already assembled. All you gotta do is slide some things together. And it's padded again. There's a notch here on the back of this. There's a notch back here on the back of this one here. Slide those 2 notches up. Line those 2 notches up after you release the cog there, and then it should just slide right in there. Another how shoulda, coulda, woulda. There it goes. And lock that over. And this can be lifted up. Trying to find itself there. Get all the slack that we need. There we go. Now I think you can raise up quite a bit without getting in Dutch. Okay. Again, this stuff is kind of runs here. Flimsy. Good looking color. I like that black. Not shiny, it's flat. Got the logo on it, front, side. Yeah. See any damage in with it. be creative with everything. Like I said, the box took a couple of hits, but it seems like everything's intact. Comes with 3 keys. Right here too. Alright. That's pretty much that. I'm gonna go around and check all the socket head screws and make sure they're tight. But looks like everything's there. It's in place. It really did travel well. Okay. I went around and double checked some of the screws just to make sure that nothing was loose. There was no complaints, nothing about to fall out, so I was happy with that. The seat can go right there. That needs to be tightened up for cosmetic purposes. It's got a release handle on it, so you can raise it up, keep your battery in and out. Well, it looks like a comfortable seat too. I don't want a racing seat. I'm over those days. I don't want to race, I want to cruise. And that's pretty much that part of it. I'm going to set it off of this, back on the floor. Because this next thing I want to do is right here. I'm going to put the controls on. I think you want to see them too, so let's put them on. And we can see where the battery is, so that's half charged. Say you don't want to fully charge your battery and let it sit because the batteries degrade faster. So we're not going to put the charger on it until we know where the batteries are at. About 60 to 70% charged when it's just sitting around being stored is what they recommend. And if I don't do this now, it'll bug me. It's the light on the front. They come in a down position. I like to have it up a little bit. It also comes with cute little plastic coverings on your lights, front and rear. Okay, so let's go back to this guy. This thing here. Pull that table out just a little bit. Alright. Comes with everything, including instructions. Look at that. Yep, that's what those are. It's not rocket science. If it was, they'd have a scientist come out and put it on for you. Okay, you empty the bag, got the bracket for your steering or your handlebars, got rubber grommets, take up any gap, make it fit tighter, and you got 2 mounting screws to attach your screen to. I know I didn't drop them out. Anyways, there it is. I knew I had 2. I saw 2, and I got 2 screws. Alright, so this guy goes on. That's your control to shift up and down. It's all coming together now. Alright. A little USB plug on the side. Okay. Well, let's get all that assembled and get it put on there. Just a Phillips head screwdriver. I brought out a bunch of tools not knowing what I was going to need. That's going to have to come all the way out. Don't lose any parts. Again. Got rubber grommets go here and here. 2 over on this one. They've got a little groove around them, so they're not going to slide out on the end of it. Actually, like they fit pretty snug. You probably can't see that, but there's a shoulder on both sides that fit in that. Nice and snug. Like that. Okay. Well, we definitely want the screw side down. Before we do that, let's go ahead and attach it to this little guy here. Alright, I'm no genius, but I would think you'd want that to be down. I'd say it's where it was designed. So let's go ahead and do that. Put our screws in. Okay, it's a 2.5 millimeter Allen head screw from that little screw. Yep, right here. Here we go. Right, that's a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench. Of course, it's metric, 2.5 millimeter. It goes on that. So now we have our screen. We've got a USB plug on top, that's on the right. And we're going to know here in a little bit if that's the right direction or not. This goes over this. I think I want the wires on the top. So let's throw the wires over this way first. We decided to jump out. Like I said, not going to slide out the sides, but he came out because it was spread. Okay, that is all plastic, believe it or not. Every bit of that. The mount and the screen itself is all plastic. Alright, remember those little screws we said we didn't want to lose? We don't want to lose them. Because you're not going to find them out in your garage to fit that. And I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see the holes. Okay. Yeah. Screw goes in from this side, and the nut goes in from this side. And it's fit for the nut, so you don't have to have a wrench to hold it. Yeah, just like that. So the screw goes on this side. And the nut goes on this side. Reach through here any way you can find. Tie that little guy down. Yeah, there we go. Except I don't want to get that too tight just yet. I'll come back and make sure the angle's right. Everything around here's got protective film on it. I've got a little trash area over here going. Alright, this little guy here has got Phillips head screw in it. And a nut on the back side, but I think it's encapsulated, so it can't fall out. Okay. Right. This little guy, horn, turn signals. I'm going to put it as close as I can to the operator. You lay that down. It doesn't really say which one's top and which is bottom. Okay, well, I'm going to put the screw on the bottom. That makes sense, right? Put that down like that. And if it's wrong, we'll take it off and redo it. That goes right like that. Right in there. I think we'll put that wire with that one later. There's a little holder there to hold all that stuff. Alright, so we're going to put that in there. This has got to go right here. This one here I'm going to tighten down. I assume I want it pretty much on the same angle with everything else. That's the headlights. Turn it down just a smidge. Loosen it up. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. I'm going to turn that down. It's in line with those other controls. I think that's what I want. With the turn signals and the other buttons. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's go with that. Yeah, this I can tell I'm going to want it up just a little bit. Not too much so it catches the sun, but definitely so I can see it. This little fellow here is just going to plug in. You see they're both green, and there's only loose wires on here, so there's no way we can mess that up. Let's put it over here on this side. For sure, I'm going to go right through here. There's a little alignment right there. Makes it really easy to snap right in there. Did you see that? Okay. Now when they made this, they did a real nice job on it. It's got an extra little area right there when they put it on to hold that wire in just the right location, like that. Okay. And the other one, yep, it's got one too. It's on the back side. Well, it's not if you rotate a little bit, is it? Okay. When you get yours, you're going to see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's pretty much what you'd expect. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know, I think if I turn this on, this monitor should start working for us. Put the screen on it too, piece of plastic. Okay. Yeah, we're not going to be happy with that very long, are we? Let's tighten that down while we can here. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay. Well, set of keys. Okay. sure there's nothing I'm missing here. Well, it just goes one way. That's gotta go down there. There it is. Alright. Yep, now we've got a headlight. Which means I've got the power on. This should light up, and it did. Yeah. Alright. Good deal. Alright, so that does go with the screw on the bottom because that's working. If you can see that or not. Obviously you can't. But I'll turn it around here you will. See what I'm talking about. The throttle. Push the top one, the number goes up. Push the bottom, the number goes down. Use your throttle. And it wants to go. It says it's 55 degrees in here. I could live with that. Okay, well that's it. That's the amp Volt DS in black. Good deal. Okay, I'm gonna roll this one out of the way and put the controls on the other one. And there it goes. Now this one's interesting because it's got the controller for the power level already mounted. Let's see if it's in the box. May have a spare. And yep, I do. I got a spare one. There's one right there. Okay, well, it all goes together the same way. Open the blue bag. Careful so you don't lose the two little screws, the bracket, and should have an empty bag you get done. Yep, two little screws. 4 spacers, controller. Like I said, this bike came with that one already attached. This piece here. So I should go just unplug it and use the one they already put on it. See the blue wire? and green. There's the blue. I'd say they probably won't plan on giving me spare parts. Alright, I'm gonna put this on like this with screws on the bottom, excuse me, and a USB plug on top. Because when it's mounted, it's going to be mounted the same way. Alright. And we already know that this is a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench. And that's a bracket. And that's a screw. I should probably when I edit this, is put to music. And then you won't have to hear me ramble on. But that is a 2.5 millimeter metric Allen wrench. And that tool packet probably's got one in it. You probably don't have to have your own. But alright. I want to make sure these are tight. And I do want to go back and tighten the bracket on that other bike. Okay. These come out and they're just a regular Phillips head screwdriver. So we may call it a cross point. And there's a little nut on the back that's going to fall out, so don't lose it. Keep them together. But you have to take this apart to slide it over the handlebars. And that color display is sweet. I think Amp Rides has really went out of the way to do an above and beyond job compared to some of the other bikes I've been investigating before I purchased this one. For one, I got a 21 amp hour battery. I've got the 750 watt motor in the rear hub. It's the, is it a Bafang? Is that how they pronounce it? That seems to be the one everybody wants. It's got Samsung batteries and a 21 amp battery pack, so it's like everybody wants Samsung batteries. Alright, so this little guy with the cables going over top, and these guys being spread will fit right under like that. Just like that. And again, these are the wires over top, and they're going to go into this and hook into these little keepers. Alright, this is the part where I put my glasses back on. And I hold this all right here. Put these little screws in. The screw goes on this side, and the nut goes on the other side. And when you take it apart, you'll see why. Because the nut actually has a hex countersink that it slides into. A hex hole. Alright, got that one. Do the other one. Again, the screw goes in this side, and nut goes on the back. Okay. Looks like I'm a little off center here. I have to move it up just a smidge. Let's loosen these up, make sure that is. Yeah, I think that's about right. Let's try that. Tight. Alright, the green one goes to that one, and the blue one goes to this one. So, there's a little indention on top of that one, and this one has got a little nub, and they line up, and they slip right together like that. Look like they got a good watertight seal. I like that. Alright, green one's the same way. Can't mess it up. Alright, and this one I want to trap inside this little guy here. And it actually comes apart right like that. And all these are going to go in here. Just like so. Just like so. It's all said and done. It should be a nice little neat package. Yeah. There, it just hasn't fallen. There you go. Oh yeah. Just like that. Okay. Right. Again, you got a piece of plastic we can pull off. Battery. Make sure it's connected and turned on. I've got 3 keys. They all look like the key design. This, shove it in and turn it because it's not engaged to the bike. Yep. That ain't nice. Okay. During shipping, these pins, there's 2 of them, have gotten bent. Now, there's no power on the bike, so you can pry on them all you want. Yeah. Just gotta straighten them up and line them up. I should take a picture of that just so I can explain it to Josh over at Amp Rides. But they just need a little tweak in there. Yeah, they'll be fine. This little thing here, even though it's attached with a screw, it's got a lot of play in it. So let's put an Allen wrench in it, see what it does. You know, I think it's Phillips head. That's where these come in handy. And that's what it is. It's a Phillips head screw. And what's happened is that's come loose when it was in shipping. It caused that battery to bounce and move around, and that's how those little tabs got bent. But go back to putting this on. There's grooves in the back of it. Line up with that and go straight into that. And then this little guy has to go here. There you go. Like that. And there's the light on and off. Put the seat down. This one needs to be tightened up a little bit too. Okay. We can check the air pressure in the tires, but we can assume they're okay, can't we? Alright. Back to this guy. I don't like the angle of that. I don't like it up on top. Turn signal's on. What did you say that was? Phillips head on it. Let's loosen it up. Turn it over here. I think that's what I want. I think I want it more ergonomically convenient. Alright, it's tight. Okay. Alright, isn't that cute? Alright. Well, let's turn this on. Comes up, tells you it's amp rides. Run this up to 5. Looks like it's all there. Yep. Turned off the throttles. Do I like them that position? There's a screw here. Not tight. That's nice to know. Yeah, I think I better have it down. Down just a little. Up from that position. All this stuff's plastic. I hope it don't break. You see that wiggle to that? I mean, if you just put your finger on it, maybe it won't act up. The brakes are hydraulic. Man, they're nice. They really bite. Yeah. Alright, well, we've got a few things I want to add to it, water bottle and such, but that's it. And they both work right out of the box. So I hope you have as much luck with yours when you buy yours as I do with mine. Y'all have a great day.